Hey, what's going on? Hopefully this live stream works, and hopefully my voice and lips move like they should. Nothing's out of sync, so I guess we're gonna see what happens from here on out. So on with the physical media collection live stream. So first off, I'll start off with some time ago, weeks back, I bought a 4K of the Complete Adventure, or well, really over a month ago or so. Bought this a few weeks ago. I bought a 4K case because the thing was about the packaging and the way this is designed. The disc for the Star Trek Complete Adventure, sadly, I'm not a fan of how they designed it because it's prone to scratches. It kind of reminds me of the Alien Anthology, and I'm dropping something. But anyways, back on the subject. Let me see how it's just supposed to work. But yeah, come on, subtract. Yeah, the disc will be kind of here, and it's kind of prone to scratching. I don't like that. I think one disc might have been slightly scratched. So we get all this stuff that fell out, which is a lot. I don't know if I ever showed you off what it came with. It came with all this stuff here. So it's definitely a good collection for sure. But I think I just mentioned earlier, I bought the come on. Get the fuck in there. There we go. I bought a 4K Ultra HD case. Supposedly it was brand new. Only paid $7 for it, and I decided to put the movies in here because I plan on eventually getting the 4K editions of all the other Star Trek films as well. I lost my train of thought because I want them to at least have the same. I want them to at least be almost the same for in terms of the physical appearance of the 4Ks themselves. So yeah, I want to at least have it match up, and plus this will kind of stick out like a sore thumb anyways. But anyways, I plan on eventually maybe getting the art that way. It'll all look, like it's part of the collection. And the main reason why I got the Complete Adventure, it had the special longer version, and that it was kind of raw, and it was actually in 4K. Actually, it's not just in HD, but it's in 4K. I didn't realize that. I guess I must have read something, but hey, that's pretty cool. So any way you slice it, I decided to at least get this for like the appearance of my physical collection, if you will. So yeah. Next up, let's see. I'll start with this one. Eventually, I won this on a bid, but I managed to finally get Unlawful Entry on Blu-ray for the first time. Apparently, it's out of print. They did. Shout Factory did reissue some additional copies, but I guess it's officially now gone out of print for good. But luckily, you might be able to find some on eBay. But the thing is, the prices are going to be at best probably, I don't know, in the $40 range if you're lucky. Probably in the $50 range, 50 plus range for sure from here on out. So yeah. But thankfully, I didn't pay too much for it. But I wanted to get this because I don't know if another company is going to get a hold of this movie, like maybe Kino Lorber could, but I'm not sure. I'm not going to hold my breath for it. But I always thought this. I haven't fully watched this movie, but I do remember. It has a pretty good cast. You have Kurt Russell, Ray Liotta, may he rest in peace. I in fact saw the trailer for the new movie he's going to be in, 1992, which is like some kind of robbery crime drama with Tyrese. So I'm assuming that's Ray Liotta's last film that he completed, or I assume. I'm not sure. But you also have Madeline Stowe in the film as well. And you also have a score by James Horner. And it's directed by Jonathan Kaplan. For whatever reason, I thought I might have gotten this film, but I never did. Thankfully, I now have this movie. So, yeah, Unlawful Entry, pretty solid movie for its time. So, oddly enough, this film came out in 1992 as well. So, what do you know? And Ray Liotta's in a film called 1992. So, bit of movie irony for you right there. So, next up, Took a while for me to get this, but I think I finally got this. I think last week, or maybe like the tail end of the like a week and a half ago or so. Like I think I got this on the 21st of June, and finally that's me getting Predator 2 on 4K, and thankfully it has all the previous features that were on the DVD. So, I always thought Predator 2 was a very underrated, overlooked sequel with Danny Glover, who I will say kicks ass in this movie for sure. You can say what you will about the movie, but I think it's on par with the first Predator movie. And it's definitely better than any of the Predator films that came afterwards. I mean, Predators was decent. I do have that movie on Blu-ray, but I'm going to stick with the Blu-ray because from what I read, the 4K really didn't seem to improve a whole lot, so I'll stick with that. But, it's good to have the first two Predator films, which to me are the best. Then you have the Predator, which I really don't give a shit about. Prey looks like it's mediocre at best. So, yeah, the three Predator movies to me are good enough for me. And I can't wait to see what this is like in 4K. I'm sure it's going to be pretty damn good. I've heard some pretty good reviews on it. So, and I think this was like sadly, well, now that I have a 4K region free player, this is overseas 4K, but I should be able to play it. So that's why I now have this. So I can't complain. And then let me going on here. I decided to go ahead and get a cup. I decided, even though I have these movies already, I figured, why not upgrade the first movie to the 4K, and that's the classic horror film Alien in 4K. It has pretty much all the previous features from the previous releases as well. I actually got 20% off of this 4K if you buy another movie along with it, so can't complain about that. So it kind of sucks that it says 20th Century Studios because really it's 20th Century Fox, but that Disney bought them out back in 2019, so yeah. But I've heard some pretty glowing reviews about this movie as well being in 4K, so definitely want to check it out, on my home TV. And, what can I say? Alien is a classic, still holds up well. And then next up, the other movie I bought for 20% off as well. And I'm kind of surprised I never had this movie. I mean, I downloaded it a long time ago, but I never bought an official release of it. And that's the movie Tropic Thunder, a really good comedy that had Ben Stiller. In fact, he directed the movie. Robert Downey Jr. is also in the film. You have Danny McBride. I assume Brandon T. Jackson, the guy who, tags along with Jack Black and all them other people as well. So, yeah, you have Jack Black. You have Steve Coogan. So, yeah. Yeah, first, what's going on, Daniel? Happy Wednesday. And, happy 4th of July, too. So, even though it's not an official 4K, it's actually remastered in 4K, so I'm sure it's going to look pretty good on my TV. I assume you have pretty much the same features that were on the previous Blu-ray and DVD releases. So, yeah, definitely going to, rewatch this. Hard to believe this film's, over 15 years old now, going maybe 16 now, when August comes around. So, yeah. But anyways, I always thought this was a funny movie. Can't complain. I'm a dude playing the dude disguised as another dude. And oh shit, looks like my Wi-Fi's getting low, damn it. And we've been on here for 9 minutes, so yeah, I got those for 20% off. And next up, don't know why I decided to do this. I probably should have done Tropic Thunder first, then Alien, but I decided to go ahead and get the Aliens. And rebuy this movie on Blu-ray because the 4K, I think I mentioned before, doesn't really seem to look that great or really improve the film in terms of quality, especially with this whole AI digital noise reduction. So, because to me, when Aliens first came out in Blu-ray, it looked pretty damn good on there. That's when they recolored the picture, degrained it, then added the grain. It's probably the best that Aliens ever looked. And I know that 4Ks, 4Ks can really help older movies look good, but when you try to add this new AI interface where you want to just make it look like it was filmed, recently, that's where I have a problem, where you just remove all the grain and everything appears to take on kind of a waxy appearance. So, yeah, I don't know why James Cameron thought it was an idea thing to do all that. And yeah, I have the Alien Anthology, but since it was in that packaging that I mentioned earlier for Star Trek: The Motion Picture, where the discs are susceptible to scratching and you kind of have to like pinch to open it up and grab the disc out, I don't like doing that, and that's why I decided to get them in the single disc cases where they won't scratch, unless if they were loose, and I'm about to get to that pretty shortly. So yeah, Aliens and Alien, first two movies are the best. They're classics, and sadly, they'll definitely never be replicated. And it doesn't look like we'll ever probably get an Alien 5. And yeah, I know Sigourney's still alive, but she's not going to be around forever. So if you want, and hopefully Alien Romulus, if it does well, maybe that will push 20th Century Studios to at least get Sigourney back, get them to do an Alien 5, have it end on a really great note, not on an underwhelming note with Alien Resurrection. Even though I don't hate those movies, but they're definitely far inferior to the first two. So they will definitely never be. I don't know if Alien Romulus will be any good, but it will never come close to anywhere like these two films do. So Aliens, true classics to the end of the day. And that's how you make a strong female lead character. Not all this Martin shit that's going on. And speaking of a strong female character, I never really watched a lot of her films. I've seen her in a few, but I figured I'd go ahead and give, some respect to this lady. And I'm sorry, that's a fart. No disrespect to the farting people out there. But anyways, that's I got two films, and it was recently released by Vinegar Syndrome, and that's China O'Brien 1 and 2. And they're both remastered in 4K. It also has a Blu-ray where it has all the special features. There's a lot of it. Apparently, I believe that all the special features. Hey, Sam, what's going on, man? All the special features, I think there's another 4K edition, and it was done by 88 Films, but I don't think it has anywhere quite the features like the Vinegar Syndrome one has. Plus, I only paid $35 and change for this 4K. And a lot of others, and eBay, a lot of other sellers wanted maybe 50 plus and $60. It says you woke up from a food coma. Holy shit. I don't know if you're joking around or. But yeah, anyway, hope you're all right, unless you're just joking around and whatnot. But yeah, China O'Brien, I definitely want to check him out. And, Cynthia Rothrock, she's been in a lot of films. She was working in an industry that was pretty much, male-dominated for a pretty good while because, you had Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, Sammo Hung, you had Jean-Claude Van Damme. I guess you can say Chow Yun-Fat's considered a martial artist as well, too, to some degree. There's Bolo Yan. Scott Adkins would, but also there was very few females. I know Cynthia Rothrock was one of them, or Cynthia Ruth. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right, but anyways, I think you had Michelle Yeoh, and that's really all that's pretty much it as far as I know. For females that were working in this type of industry. But yeah, I figured I'd go ahead and I remember seeing some ads back in the day, but I never really fully watch these movies, and I don't think you can really find them for free unless if they're like in a lower grade quality. But yeah, I at least got to see what these movies are like and see if they're any good. And all things considering, Cynthia Rothrock, in terms of look wise, the fact that she's in her 60s, she doesn't look too bad. You gotta give her, because at least she kept herself in shape, and that's not an easy thing to do when you're in your 60s. I have to dread that thought, going into the future. But yeah, I definitely want to check these movies out at some point. And getting to where I was, complaining about how their disc can, be susceptible to scratching. When they're loose, this is what will happen. And I bought this 4K edition of Leviathan, and I bought it on Amazon. And sadly, when Monday came out, I don't know if you can tell, but there is like smudges and scratches on these discs. And sorry, apologies for everything being reflected. So these are where the smudges are at, and well, one of the discs was loose. I think it was the Blu-ray disc that was loose, and that's very disappointing. But thankfully, Amazon offered to send a replacement copy at no charge, so that's definitely a good thing. I'm going to have to find a way to, drop this off at Whole Foods. Oh yeah, even the case is kind of busted. Seriously. And settings, camera, hold on. Okay. Sorry about that. Just bumping this little wire just causes the whole thing to freak out. Okay, so here's the replacement copy. There's no loose disc in this, but just to be on the safe side, I'm going to open this up and make sure that nothing is scratched up in this fucking case. Thankfully, nothing is loose, but goodness gracious, let's find out and make sure that no scratches or smudges are on these discs. And I apologize if you can't really hear me. I have a fan going on right there because it's summer and it's hot as hell. So, anyways, all right, get a little cut there. Okay, I'm unboxing this just so I make sure that it's scratch free. Because here's the thing, I wanted to test it out to see if it played, and for the most part, it did play. But somewhere around an hour or so, it started freezing up the 4K. And I don't think that was the one that had the most of the smudges and scratches on it. So we are going to find out if it's okay. There's one little smudge there. Scratches. These better fucking play. That's all I gotta tell you. But yeah, thankfully, no really damaging scratches of any kind, hopefully, so they better fucking play. I mean, at least compared to that, it looked new. Here, look at that. Come on, Amazon. This is the first copy that I got at first, so yeah. Come on, get on there, you bastard. It's gonna eventually have to drop that off at Whole Foods, and gotta make time for that. I won't do it tomorrow. Today really, because it's the 4th of July, but gonna do that Friday. So there's I know there's one 4K that I pre-ordered that will be coming in August. I think I may have mentioned this before. It's Red Eye, and there's actually another Vinegar Syndrome 4K I want to get, and that's the 4K of Navy SEALs, because as of right now the prices are kind of high on that movie. I don't think I want to pay that much for it. So anyways, doesn't look like anyone else is going to be joining in because they're probably bored of me talking about the films I got. So but that's several movies to really that I find are worthy to add to my collection, like Unlawful Entry, Predator 2, a very underrated sequel that gets so much backlash. It's really undeserving. Almost a classic like the first. Do I dare say maybe kind of edges it out a little bit. Tropic Thunder, a very fun great comedy with Ben Stiller, Jack Black, Robert Downey Jr., and what's that guy's name? I keep forgetting. Jay Baruchel, if I'm pronouncing his name, not if I'm not butchering it. You have Danny McBride. Oh yeah, Nick Nolte. How can I forget? He's in it too. And then the quintessential classics of Alien and Alien. Sorry, Alien and Aliens. And then China O'Brien. I'm gonna definitely check these flicks out for sure. And then the Leviathan 4K, which I'm going to play right after this and make sure that it fucking plays without any freeze-ups or skips. So, better fucking play. And I have no idea why they decided to put the disc in like that, which is weird, but it's whatever. But from what I saw, the picture quality looked pretty damn good on it, so I got to give it that. But anyways, I think that's going to do it for me, as far as any other physical movies other than the two upcoming ones that I want to get. As for the Star Trek movies that I mentioned, maybe I'm going to have someone get those for me because they're oh yeah, speaking of which, I can't remember. I blanked on it. This Saturday, maybe I should be getting the 4K of Star Trek 5, mainly because it was actually pretty cheap. And it was actually cheaper than all the other prices on eBay, even cheaper than Amazon's. And I actually asked that person, the seller, if that price of 16 and change was the lowest he'll go. And surprisingly, he actually reduced the offer by almost 10%. He offered it for $14.99, and I'm like, I'll take it. It's the seller on eBay that I would sometimes buy from was not offering that 20% off, and plus it was going to be cheaper than that. So I decided to go ahead and get Star Trek 5. I can have someone else get me 2, 3, 4, and 6, and then eventually someone can get me the next generation movies for sure. I already got the rebooted Kelvin timeline on Blu-ray, and I don't think I'm going to upgrade to the 4K. I think I'm going to stick with the ones that I got. So, anywho, I think that's going to do it for the physical media vlog. If you like what you saw, and feel free to comment and give your thoughts on the Blu-rays and the 4Ks that I got. So just go from there. Anywho, well, have a happy 4th, and we'll see you some other time.